Hey everyone, so I'm going to show you something that hopefully helps improve quality of life in the game. I know it helped me in terms of getting loadouts and more specifically weapons set up. All you need for this is the workbench in your hideout and you're good to go. So let's pretend you have nothing, no guns, and you're trying to make one for a quest or whatever. Let's say we're going for a Shooter Born in Heaven M4. So you go to this presets tab down here, and here are all your gun options on the right. Now the M4 is an assault rifle. You find Colt M4. I already have some presets set. I'll show you how to do that later, but you'll just have the stock. So let's open that. Here's the M4 weapon platforms that we already have, but we're going to pretend we don't have any. So here we go. We don't want that gun. We just want a base M4 to build off of. So you hit find parts. Peacekeeper sells a full M4. We don't want that either. So you right click that and say filter by item. Here's a much cheaper option from Mechanic, which is just the simple M4 weapon platform. So we're going to buy that. Now, where does this go? You can hit escape and select it from here, but that's annoying. So instead you go to your stash, top left of your stash. That's where that part we just bought went. Let's pretend we have a bit of a ugly stash here and it's not going to fit, but because there's some stuff that's kind of a pain later, and I'll show you how to deal with it. So here's our M4 that we want to build off of. You right click, do edit preset. Not modding, it's the same thing, just with a lot less options and less flea market buying options. So always edit preset. Here we go. Here's our gun, and we're just going to build one. Open this tab always if you're new, especially, and you can hover over things and it shows you the stats. You're going for high ergo, low recoil, and decent accuracy. MUR upper receiver, great choice. Here, I don't know, let's go Valde, great sight. I'm just going to quickly go through this. A few tips along the way. Raptor charging handle is good ergo, stock. Advanced tube, super expensive, probably not a good choice if you're starting out trying to save money. This one's alright, but hey, let's splurge a little bit. Stocks, Gen 3, best recoil stock. CTR stock, great mid-ground stock, pretty cheap too. Viper and things like that. This GL Shock, great high ergo stocks. So let's go to Gen 3, and there we go. You can select your colors and stuff. Pistol grips. Here's another little tip. This little noteboard in the bottom right means you don't have it, and it's going to add it to your shopping list. You don't have one available. So you can see I do have some stocks, or some pistol grips, but I like this one, so let's buy a new one. Let's see, let's do the barrel. Want a long range gun. 370, very popular barrel, but let's go for a longer one for the extra accuracy. Hand guards, I already know I like the SAI, but it has to be the longer one. And again, a good reason to use this weapon builder is things like the gas block. How would you know which one to buy off the flea? Well, here we can see which ones are compatible right away. This one's good, high ergo, low profile, fits with our handguard. Same thing for compensators. So what people don't know, like if you have this compensator on it, how would you know that you can actually add a suppressor on top? Well, look at that. This is a great setup, the Surefire compensators with Mini Monster. Good budget setup. I use it all the time. If you want like the best of the best, you're looking at things like the Blackout with the SDN6. This one's pretty quiet, super low recoil. Another one that you can do is the Thunder Beast. It's a little bit louder, also expensive, but great stats. Since we're not skimping out here, let's do that. Again, how would you know this 4.1 inch guide if you weren't using this method? So you click that, suddenly you unlock all the foregrips. Just some good ones here off the top of my head. Shift grip, meta grip, high ergo. RVG grips, they're basically the same thing with slightly less ergo, but way cheaper. So highly recommend those for most of your budget guns. RK5, best grip, early mid wipe if you ask me. Super cheap, it's like 6,000 rubles. This B25U is a good mix. The RK2 grip is super low recoil if you want that. Well, let's go with this one. It's also cool because it sticks out the side. We'll do the Klesh here. That's my favorite flashlight for no particular reason, just the brightness with the laser. We'll do that. And, oh, let's actually just quickly add a canted sight as well. Actually, like, let's pretend canted sights are good if you're running, say, a thermal. So let's throw like a flare on here or something. Where are you hiding? There it is. So if you're using a thermal, close range, it really sucks. So having the canted sight in a pinch will save your gun in a lot of instances. All right, so here's our gun. I wouldn't actually recommend saving presets, especially if you're starting out, because it kind of locks you into using the same thing over and over again rather than exploring. But let's say we know we really like this gun, so we can say good M4, just in case for later. Now, we have all the parts. How do we buy them? So you hit assemble. Here's your shopping list. Always leave this checked. If you uncheck this, then it's going to include even things that you have, including the base gun itself, which you specifically bought. So you never want to do that. You want to hit this check mark, because if you did buy the gun again, you'd have to disassemble that, reassemble it, and you'd have all these extra parts lying around. So leave that checked. Hit buy parts, takes you to the fleet, all in one spot, super nice, gives you a total at the bottom. This is a very expensive gun, but that's okay. And you'll notice it's buying it from traders and not all the pieces are there. So we don't want that. We want cheapest price and everything we can. So you unclick that, or you go to the cog and you say from any, not just the traders. And so it's more expensive because some of the parts weren't offered by the traders, but this gives us the best possible price on every single part all at once. There are some bugs, but they're pretty rare, so you're pretty safe doing this. If you think you can get something cheaper, or like a barter for something, say the flare, I think there's a barter for the flare, so you can right click that, say filter by item, uncheck this exclude barter offers, voila, there you go. You could buy sugars and aquamaris to get the flare sight. But you're pretty safe just sticking to this, doing any, and saying purchase all. We got it all on the first try. You can hit F5 if it comes up red that a part wasn't available until you get it all. Then you hit escape, go back to this menu. Green bar means you have all the parts. And here's where things get a little bit annoying because of just the way the game works. So you hit assemble. Oh no, we couldn't do it. Well, that sucks. But here's what that means. We did buy all the parts. Here they are. They're all in our stash. Now, why couldn't it build it? Because even if the gun was built and you tried to rebuild it using that method, it would take all the parts off and put them back together, which is really annoying. So you can, and once you're more advanced and you know where all your parts are and things like that, you can just drag and drop everything as you need it, and it's really not that bad. So we can see exactly how much space we need, blah, 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 all that. Or if you do happen to have an area that's pretty clean in your stash, you just right click again, hit edit preset. And since we did save it, then we can just go back in here, Colt M4, and we saved it as this one. You open that, discard the changes, yep, and you build it. There we go, it built successfully. And there you go. There's your gun that's good to go and get some 100-meter headshots. Hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, let me know. I guess one final tip that people may find handy, a lot of people do know this already, but if you take the mag and the grip out, you actually save a lot of space in your stash. That's why you see people with like item cases all have the guns with no pistol grips or mags in them, and you just keep them off to the side. And you can be like, oh, I want to run this gun now, throw that on there, do a link search, gear mods, mag, pick the mag you want, buy a few of those, and you're good to go. Hopefully that helps, guys, and catch you next time.